Hi, BooTube. Listen, I know it's been a while since I posted up a video of, well, me. The last video I posted, if I remember correctly, was when I went to a restaurant. Ow. See? Band-Aid. But, there are a lot of things that's been happening. I know I still haven't even posted up my reaction rant on the Flash Season 1 season finale, which I believe was called Fast Enough or something like that. But, like, the reason for that is because, sorry, right now I'm kind of injured. Like, my neck and my shoulder and maybe, like, a little bit of my upper back close to my shoulder is kind of, yeah, not feeling really well. Hang on. Ugh. Alright. Anyway, I'm not feeling very well, and it completely sucks. But, like, and I know Season 2 is already coming up soon, as well as Arrow Season 4, and there's also the DC's Legends of Tomorrow. If I remember correctly, I believe DC Vixen came out. I'm not sure if it did for the CW Seed, but it's either coming out soon or already came out with the first episode, so I'm totally late on that. I'm way beyond late, because I didn't even record my reaction rant for Flash Season 1 finale, so that... But anyway, I will try to make videos as fast as possible. The only problem is, the reason why I couldn't is because there were times I kept getting sick, and then some good news happened, besides, you know, injury here, me getting sick all the time. Two of my cousins, my first cousins, they got engaged. Two of them. Same year. Their men ended up proposing to them, so I'm really happy about that. And, yeah, they recently had their engagement parties, and they're both my older cousins, and one of them had an engagement party in, if I remember, on the rooftop of her sister, aka my cousin's work, and I actually got a little job, pretty much being their tour guides and greeter at the engagement, so I've been kind of, and I'm also been trying to, like, get a job, need that moolah, to, you know, save up for a rainy day, but also at the same time, I want to get better equipment so I don't have to record on this thing or what I'm recording with now. I recently got this tab that I'm recording on now, which is cool, right? You can't see it, but yeah, I'm recording with a tab right now. But hopefully I can, you know, score a job, save some money, and get better equipment, so not only can I record for this YouTube channel, I can also record for my first channel, which is my gaming one. I really do want to get a better laptop, more appropriate for gaming, and, you know, other equipment to, you know, record my gameplays, record my face so I could, like, and just other stuff to, you know, edit some of my videos and all that stuff. So I will do the Flash Season 1 finale reaction rant. I am so sorry that's been taking, like, forever, considering that Season 2 is already coming up really soon. And in the meantime, I'll also do a video talking about the upcoming seasons, like Flash Season 2, and I believe Arrow Season 4? Is it Season 4 that's coming up? I know Flash is Season 2, because that's pretty simple. And other shows, like, one of my favorites is Once Upon a Time, which is coming out real soon. There's Season 5. I know it's Season 5 because Season 4 was one of my favorites because it had Frozen. Hey! But, like, Once Upon a Time Season 5, I'm looking forward to that. And I haven't even gotten started on my reaction rants for the new Walking Dead show called Fear the Walking Dead. Basically, you know how The Walking Dead itself takes place kind of like East Coast because Georgia and all that stuff. Fear the Walking Dead takes place in the West Coast where I am. Hey! So I know I'm kind of late on that and I feel kind of bad about it. So I will get on that too, considering Fear the Walking Dead is already on. It's like, what, like episode 4 or 5 already? I think. So I will get on that, but first and foremost I have to get the Flash season finale one on, and then I'll talk about the Fear the Walking Dead. And if Vixen is already on, I will talk about that too. And what other shows are coming up? Walking Dead Season 6, although I am kind of iffy about watching Season 6, mainly because I'm still mad about Season 5. They killed off one of my favorite characters, and I was just mad because she was my favorite character for the longest time. And she basically had a good story where they built up her character to become, like, stronger and stuff like that, and I got really, really mad when they killed her off, because they built her up so much hype to where they're pretty much showing that she was becoming a badass, and then all of a sudden they just her in Season 5, and I was so mad about that. So, I'm iffy about Season 6. I will watch it mainly because there is possible hope she might be alive. Because there's so many fan theories and other stuff like that hinting that she could be alive, because when she died, you don't see her body. You don't even see what the hell happens to her body. Like, even when you saw her get shot, all you saw was her head, right? The blood. And then you see her fall, but you don't see her body on the ground. You see, like, Daryl and everyone staring at her body off camera, but you don't even see her body. And the only time you actually see her body after that shot was when Daryl carried her out of that. Daryl carried her out of the hospital. That's the only time you see her body. And it's like a WTF to most of us who are like, okay, so you built up her character to be a badass, and like there's so many hints that she could have been going to Washington. I mean, like that one time she was scavenging with Daryl. I believe it was at the country club. She took a spoon that said Washington, D.C. If I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. She scavenged a spoon that said Washington, D.C. And that was like a possible hint of her, going to Washington, D.C. like the other group was originally going to go to. And so there was such huge hints that she was going to join them in Washington, D.C. or something like that. And then they built up her strength and character, made her more like a regular, made her more badass, like, and then all of a sudden, and then you don't even get the courtesy of giving us, like, a funeral. I mean, come on. I'm pretty sure when Bob died, I'm pretty sure they buried him in front of the church, because he died in the church, and in the beginning of that one episode where everyone thought that they were burying Beth's body, but it turns out, after you finish the episode, it turns out that the person they're burying is not Beth, but it's Tyrese. So you even see Tyrese get a burial. It's like, WTF, what happened to Beth's body? What did you do with it? Did you bury her? Did you leave her in front of the hospital? Because all you saw after the whole shot scene, like the next episodes, all you saw is them running around crazy chaotic. Obviously they're trying to get away from something, so I'm guessing they're getting away from like a huge herd of walkers or something, because they're all running around crazy, looking through cars. So I'm only guessing like a herd came, and they were just looking all over for cars that they could all go in and escape from the hospital area, but you don't see what the hell happened to her body. And it's like, it just really pisses me off. And like the only hint you get, I'm not sure if this is after, but there was a part where Maggie and the rest of them, they're all looking through cars, and she sees a blonde girl in the trunk, and I'm only guessing it reminds her of Beth, right? I'm not sure if that was after they all ran away from the hospital, but after that, it's like, is that a hint to what they did to her body? Like, because of that, my only theory is like, after the whole grieving part, and then all of a sudden, because of the shots and all that stuff, and like the screaming of Maggie, I'm only guessing that maybe a couple of walkers came upon them when they were at the hospital front, and they had to escape, and like they saw a bunch of cars, but they're like, what are we gonna do with Beth's body? And I'm only guessing from Maggie's reaction to that blonde girl in the trunk that, I don't know, did they stuff her in a car? Or did they stuff her in a trunk, or just stuff her in a car or something and just left, looked for cars, and then just drove away? I don't know. And it's just a big FU to us, really. And then we did do the whole bring Beth back thing, and they did bring her back, but only as like a ghost, you know what I mean? With Lizzie, Mika, and Bob when Tyrese died. And it was like a big FU to the rest of us. And And not even the rest of season 5, they don't even explain what happens in season 5, which is pretty pissing me off right now. And I'm like, dude, what happened? So, the only reason I'm going to watch season 6 is maybe, just maybe, they're going to give us more clarification and more, like, I wouldn't say relief. Just clarify us, like, what the hell happened to Beth's body. And then, like, and if there is hope that she is actually alive, because some people said, you know, in the comic books, Carl gets shot in the eye and he's still alive. Because if you guys have read the comics, Andrea in the comics, she lasted way longer than she did in the show, and she apparently got shot in the head, and then she fell down a giant-ass tower, which seemingly to her death. And then also, Carl in the comics gets shot in the freaking eye, and they both survived, right? So if they both could survive obvious headshots, because I know in the comics Andrea only got, like, a little bit, like, scathed, but she still got shot, basically, head shot. And Carl got shot in the eye, which is obviously in the head. And they both survived, so it's like, if they could survive that in the comic books, I'm pretty damn sure she could survive too. I know there's a possibility of her being, like, memory loss or brain damage somewhere in there, but there's a possibility of being shot in the head and surviving. It's possible. I've seen it in hospital records and all that stuff, so that's the only reason why I would watch season 6, for some sort of sign of closure for Beth's death, I'm calling it, quote, death, and, like, where's her body? And, of course, if she is alive, I want her there. So, I am so sorry. This is supposed to be, like, me explaining to you why I'm not putting videos recently, and then it turned into a whole Walking Dead rant. I am sorry. But when I'm passionate about something, it's just, yeah. And so, as you can see, I'm, like, in a weird-ass position right now. It's because I'm leaning on some pillows. Because, seriously, my back is seriously killing me. And it literally hurts. I couldn't even sleep. I can't even bend my head like this much. This is the farthest I could bend my head without it hurting. See, I could bend it like this, like all the way, and it's fine. And at times, when I'm, like, sitting up straight, I could bend it like this, I'm fine. But what if I try to lean back, like if I'm trying to lay down on my back or something, and I try to lean my head back like this, then it starts hurting. But I literally can't move my head, like, more than this on this side, which is really bad. So, wish me luck on a little recovery here, because I really, when I talk, I'm very, how should I say it? I'm very